Hey everybody, it's GeekGirl1980, member of your new favorite Fab Four, the Bounty Honeys. You are listening to the Escape Podcast. This show was recorded in front of a live Twitch audience. And fun fact, our dear General Kenobi's earliest memory of seeing A New Hope was going to support his uncle, who just happens to be Wedge Antilles. Well, I gotta get back to farming porks because Chewie keeps eating all of mine. See you later, y'all.
One is a Grand Arena specialist from the UK. The other is a territory battle tactician from the US. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board. With both having played this game since launch, the one thing we are sure of is that you will be entertained. The Escape Pod Cast, a service of the Escape Pod Castaways. A weekly podcast about the mobile game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Live from the network studios of Yavin 4, here are your hosts, Neil Andrew Eyre and Paul Anthony.
Coming up on this week's episode of the Escape Pod Cast.
The final requirements to the new Galactic Legends have been announced.
Are they all that they're cracked up to be?
And who benefits the most from them?
The October calendar has also appeared in the wild.
Do you see any holes this time, Paul Stradamus?
No, they're playing this one close to their vest, it seems.
Grand Arena Championships Divisions 1 and 2 get a shake-up.
But there is still a very wide net of Division 1 players.
How does this impact them?
If you haven't heard yet, we'll lay it all out for you in our second segment.
Speaking of Grand Arena Championships, the latest feats have also been announced.
Night Sisters are the focus, but there's a very interesting title that I'm going to hope my opponent will play nice with me for.
Oh, what one is that?
Master of Ceremonies, of course.
Of course.
SoDef of Shadowlands is scheduled to be our special guest this week.
Nice find, Paul.
Well, when there's someone in the community that is as giving as this guy, I have to recognize him.
We recap the past weekend's 24-hour stream and give you the grand totals on the bridge.
And also answer the questions for Patreon's Choice in that fourth segment.
Since this is recorded ahead of time, if there is not a hype train going, I think we can get one going now.
You really want that copy of Star Wars Squadrons, don't you, Neil?
Oh, yes, I do. All this and breaking news, as and if it happens.
Right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast News.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Escape Pod Cast. I'm your host, Neil Andrew Eyre, and as always, I am joined by my hetero life partner, Paul Anthony. Paul, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm excited that they actually did start a hype train on our live recording on Twitch. Right now, we're at 5% of a level 3 hype train, which almost gets us to Get You Squadrons.
Gimme. Desperately want Star Wars Squadrons. I swear to God, I promise. The second I get it, I will download it, I will install it, and I will go live. So we can all enjoy it at the same time. Promise. Pinky promise. Pinky promise. Desperately want to play that game.
I'm just hoping that your computer can handle it.
My PC will be able to handle it. I'm getting 16 gigs of RAM this weekend. I have readjusted my entire studio. This is my regular monitor. I've got a small monitor here, but immediately above my PC monitor, I have a 43-inch TV plugged into the computer. So when I start playing, I'm going to be here looking at it in all its glory on a great, big, massive TV.
Okay, I don't know if Dr. Jojo just means that you can't have a squadron, but you can have a sub. 600 bits from Run DMV. Thank you very much.
That's Captain Run DMV. He is now the captain, of course.
Well, he certainly is the captain for the rest of the month.
Oh yeah,
easily. The Millennial Fulcrum.
He is the captain of the Millennial Fulcrum. We do not have he doesn't have a co-pilot yet, though, ladies and gentlemen. So if you'd like to be Run DMV's co-pilot, get the biddies out.
All right. We had a lot to talk about this week. This was a very, very news-packed week in that we got requirements, we got Grand Arena information, we got lots of fun stuff.
Oh yeah.
But we also got news that apparently CG next week will be on Galactic War Report. So once again, they go to them. They're going to have more information on the Galactic Legends. You know, we're excited for Galactic War Report, but once again, it is a little concerning. They're not talking to anybody else. We don't care if it's us. Go on Good Morning Korriban. Go on Shattered Order. Talk to Reality Skewed Gamers live. Guys, spread it around. That's all we want.
Yeah, I'll parrot that sentiment.
All right. So we got 1 minute left on the level 3 hype train going on our live recording.
Choo choo, choo choo.
Jump
Come on.
into the remaining items of Galactic Legend Luke and Galactic Legend Palpatine. Wedge Antilles, Relic 3 for Luke. Biggs, Relic 3. Princess Leia, Relic 3. Lando 5 and Hermit Yoda 5. Those aren't too shabby.
No, they're brilliant, and I have a theory.
Wait a minute. Lando and Hermit Yoda need to be 3 for Jedi Knight Luke, right?
Yeah. This is why I have a theory. You know, this is a really. Oh, 500 bits from SoDef. Thank you very much, mate. This is the I have. This is them giving back. I think there were so many complaints regarding what characters had to be relicked and what characters had to be increased. Regarding the first 2 GLs we got, and that was the majority of the complaints were it was characters that were either useless or characters that weren't particularly good. Now, especially with the light side GL, what I think that they've done is because of the inclusion of JKL, and solely because of the inclusion of JKL as one of the requirements, they've basically said, look, if we're going to put JKL in there, then we're going to have to put the characters that were required for JKL in there. Make people bump them up here and there. You know, make like Lando's a 3, Hoda's a 3, but obviously for this event they need to be a 5. So it's not that steep an ask to increase them from Relic 3 to Relic 5, and that's why I think we have the inclusion of practically all the light side characters required at Relic 3 for JKL, but at a slightly increased relic level for the Galactic Legend Luke. And that's what I think they've done. I think they've looked at it and gone, it'd be a real punch in the nether region to the player base if we come up with 15 brand spanking new characters just from the light side that people have to take to Gear 13 and Relic at different levels. That people will forget about it. Plus, when you think about it, it's a very shrewd financial thing to do, because so many people are just going to be a few relic levels away from meeting the requirements for Galactic Legends Luke that people will spend quickly. They don't have to waste any resources. They know that they can go straight to the store, buy a couple of relic packs, and instantly get those characters ready.
So one thing I do want to point out, though, is remember you do need Jedi Knight Luke as well for Jedi Master Luke, and you need 5 additional characters at Relic 3. So technically, Luke has a broader. You need more characters at that level in order to get him.
Yes, and I get that, and I understand that. The Galactic Legend, the Galactic Legend Luke, what they're basically doing with the Galactic Legend Luke is not entirely dissimilar to what they did with Galactic Legend Ray is you had to go for a bunch of other characters in order to get the hero's journey characters in order to get the Galactic Legend. And they've done a similar thing with the Galactic Legend Luke. And that's why I said by including, that's why I'm saying they've included the characters required to get JKL in the GL requirements because JKL is there. If they put JKL in there and then included a bunch of other characters, you'd have to relic all of the characters for JKL and then another 15. And that's why I think that they've included practically all of the light side characters required for JKL in order for GL Luke. And that's why I think that they've put it's piecemeal. Yes, you've still got to go for Jedi Knight Luke, and that involves a lot of characters at Relic 3 to get JKL. But what it's basically saying is, if you go for JKL before you go for GL Luke, you've practically got 75% of what you need in order to get GL Luke. And none of the characters are bad. None of them. There is not a single character that is bad. Everyone has its uses. I know people... thank you very much, Big Country Mags. I know a lot of people have said that Old Ben is the odd one out here, but Old Ben is great with Jedi Knight Luke because he doesn't have the dreaded Galactic Republic tag. He's just got a Jedi tag. Obviously, he's got the Rebel tag as well, but he's got the Jedi. So he works in a squad with JKL. And granted, it's a high relic, but you tell me, can you see any Duff ones on the light side? Because I can't.
So Run DMV says that that's BS. All rebels are bad. Really quick, we do want to thank everybody for getting us through level 2 of the hype train. Got us almost to level 3, but we do really appreciate that. And yeah, it means a lot. Thank you. So let's look at, I for some reason have lost my link to all of the to the web page that has all of the information on it with the panic farms, what you need. So I'm sure somebody can send that to me really quick inside Discord. That would be great. But I wanted to, go over and see how many characters come from events and how many are truly farmable. So we need CLS. CLS is an event. What do you need for CLS?
Old Ben, Leia, Han, Bomboy Luke, R2-D2.
Okay. We know JKL. We already talked about that. What else is in there? Do you need C3PO? I think you do. Well, you need C3PO at Relic 3 for Luke, for Night Luke.
I don't think so. I think C3PO is in there, yeah.
So I for some reason can't find it. I'm sure somebody will link it to me. Eventually.
I'll fire it up I'll fire up the game on the phone just so that I can see the requirements.
Okay,
all
thank
of them.
you. Thank you. My phone is sitting in the other room during the show. I mean, I could open BlueStacks.
So yeah, you need 5 tunes for R2-D2. You need 5 Ewoks for C3PO. You need 5 for CLS, obviously R2 being one of those. Han, you're going to get because you're going to be in a guild that's getting simmed pit raids.
You need a raid, yes.
So you just need to do 33 simmed pit raids. That most people have got a 7-star Han.
Chewie's
very
an event.
easily, very, very quickly. So he's not an issue. Obviously, you're going to need the 5 bounty hunters for Chewie. Wedge and Biggs, very, very easy, very, very straightforward to get those guys. I know people are saying that they're not the best, but when you think about it, and I will, I'll vouch for this, having them as relic for your MILF fleet is good, and it's going to be even more vital, especially for people in tiers 1 and 2. Yeah, it's going to be, yeah. Plus, it's good to have relict crew for fleet, especially if they do ever take the mothball off the fleet raid that they talked about in October of last year.
And then also for JKL, that's true. Aldous reminds us that you need Hermit and Wampa for JKL. So I mean, it is made for endgame. Wolffell says it's just another slap in the face to newer players.
Yeah, this is not a character for newer players.
This is definitely not a character for newer players. Not everything is made for everyone. I think that CG really needs to go and start putting out mid-level events. I mean, we got hobbled galactic challenges right now. They're really, truly, when it comes to these galactic challenges, I thought we were supposed to have something that we could play anytime we log into the game.
Yeah.
Isn't that how it was sold to us?
We were sold lies. Lies, I tell you.
Did I hear it wrong?
No, that's what they said. That's what they said. That's why I got excited. That's why I'm not excited by it anymore. So, but yeah, no, that's what was aimed at with the Gal. I mean, when you think about it, like you said, more mid-game event type stuff. The thing is, all of the mid-game stuff is available to the mid-game and early game player straight away because it's available in the journey guide. So those legendaries, those heroes journey events, they are all for the mid and early game. They are all available straight away as soon as a person is ready in the journey guide. So the R2D2 event. I mean, I was when they first brought out the journey guide. And they level capped the R2D2 event. I was not happy, and I went off on that because prior to that, I got on all of my other accounts, I'd got R2D2 like way before. I'd got my 7-star R2D2 before I even hit level 80 because it's a nice character to get early. So they've got that mid-game stuff in the journey guide.
Okay, so do know this. They did lower the level required to unlock R2D2's legendary event from 85 to 21. They did that this time around. They've done
that, yeah. I've been asking them to do that ever since they put the level cap to 85 when they brought the journey guide out. Because all of those early game events, the early legendaries, you could do before level 85. And when they put them in the journey guide, they made a level cap at 85, so you had to reach 85 in order to do those legendaries and in order to do those heroes journeys. And before the journey guide, it wasn't necessary to be 85 in order to do them. That's what made them good early game legendaries and early game heroes journeys, because you didn't need to be 85 during your progression to level 85. You could get a few characters ready and you could get them to gear 8 or gear 9 and you could jump into those events and get your feel for what a legendary event was like. Because we all know, the GMY legendary event, the R2 event, the Thrawn event, that they are so much easier than the C-3PO event or the Chewie event. We know that you can't just jump in with gear 8s and gear 9s. You have to have, much, much better gear, much more higher level gear for Ewoks and for your bounty hunters in order to do those legendaries. But the early game player learns about the legendary events by getting them early. So I'm glad that they've reduced R2 to 21. I'd like to see them do it for all of those early game ones. A GMY, R2, Thrawn, and Palpatine all need to be legendaries that you can do, before 85, because they are easy to get before level 85. You can get all those legendaries before level 80, because I've done it, and I'm sure many people listening have done it.
So let's take a look at all of that compared to Eternal Emperor. Admiral Piet, Marquis, going to be farmable soon. Royal Guard, farmable. Vader, you get him as you play the game. Palpatine, event. There's one event. Krennic, Marquis. Dooku, Marquis. Marauder, Marquis. Sidious, Marquis. Maul, Marquis. TIE Bomber, Marquis. Jedi Knight Anakin, that's a Marquis too, right?
I do believe he was a Marquis, yes.
Tarkin, Veers, Stark, Thrawn, 2. And what was to get Palpatine?
Sorry, what was what? Sorry,
What did you need for Palpatine?
Rebels.
You needed Rebels.
Yeah,
What
just
do you
5
need for
Rebels.
Thrawn?
That's why everybody would go. That's why everybody before the Journey Guide and before the Hyperdrive bundle. That's why everybody went for the Phoenix first, because the Phoenix got you Thrawn and Palpatine. That's
So
why they were the best faction to farm off the bat.
If
Because
you
they
start
got
going
you two,
after Phoenix,
so you
then
go for
boom, you've got for Palpatine Thrawn.
yeah. So somebody beginning the game from scratch can go for Palpatine, providing they start with Phoenix, get their Thrawn, get their Palpatine. All of those other characters are all farmable. They're all in stores. I mean, Stark is in the store. Maul is in the store. I think that there's a cut. I mean, Krennic's a bit of a pain in the ass to farm. He is. I mean, I've only got Krennic on one of my 4 accounts because, and my God, was he a pain in the butt to farm? Which is why I only did him on one account. It's one of my alt accounts.
So where are you? Where are you in respect to? Because I know you loved your Luke. And you thought Jedi Knight Luke was going to be a galactic legend, and in turn you did go Rebels. You must be sitting pretty, Neil.
Well, with my main account, I'm closer on my main account to GL Luke than I am on my Merc account. So I've got Jedi Knight Luke on 2 of my 4 accounts. I've got him on my main account, and I've got him on my Merc account, which is my next GP. So my main account is 4.4, about to go 5.5, and my first alt account is at 3.5. So that's got JKL. All I'm doing is farming the Y-wing bomber, because obviously the Y-wing bomber only recently came out. So it's the 3 characters, the three marquee characters / vehicle. That have recently come out. So the Y-wing bomber, Mon Mothma, and Chupio. So I just need to farm those, and I was already planning on farming them anyway because the Y-wing bomber is an awesome ship and negates the need for Houndstooth in a rebel fleet. We know that Mon Mothma is brilliant, and we've seen her proven not just in Territory Wars and GAC, but also vitally important in Lightside GOTB, and exactly the same with Chupio. So you would be a fool not to want to farm them. And as free to play, I am farming both, even though I'm not going to be anywhere near GL Luke on my other 2 alt accounts. I'm still farming for Mon Mothma, the Rebel Y-wing, and Chupio on all 4 accounts. Not because it's going towards a GL Luke, but because they're really good and I want them free to play. So once I farm those characters to 7 stars, it's just going to be a case of gearing them up. And regarding the gear, I'm 75% of the way there. Sure, I've got some work to do on Old Ben and Machine Gun Leia, but my Biggs was already relicked, and my Wedge is 12 plus 5. So I've got 24 more Kyrotechs on him, and he instantly goes to Relic 3. So
okay,
I've got 5 characters.
Is this the Nev saying you are going to go for a galactic legend? Are you going to do it? Are you willing to tell our listening audience that you are going to break your hatred of GLs and go for one?
Well, it's not that I'm breaking my hatred for them. If there were characters for GL Luke, like this last 5, if they'd introduced 5 characters that I would have had to have farmed that I would never have used, then I wouldn't be going for it. It just so happens that every single character required for GL Luke are characters that I already have, or I am already going for. So once I've got them, it's a hop, a skip, and a jump. It's not something I'm going to rush towards because there are some Relic 7s in there and there are some Relic 5s in there, and I don't get the materials to take an awful lot of characters to Relic 5. So it's still going to take me a hell of a long time because for me, I'll be doing it slowly. So, I mean, I'm not going to be doing anything stupid, for example, like gearing up and relicking Old Ben and Machine Gun Leia anytime soon. They are going to be sat at Gears 10 for the foreseeable future because I'm not fluffing my GP for 2 characters I'm probably not going to use. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to collect the resources necessary to take them up. I mean, I'll tell you now, Chupio and Mon Mothma are going to get geared, zated, and relicked before Machine Gun Layer and Old Ben. So I will get GL Luke, but I'm not going for GL Luke. It's a slow. As far as I'm concerned, it's a marathon, not a sprint. I'm not racing to get him. I will get him through attrition simply because at some point in the next 6 to 12 months, I will have all of those characters at 7 stars, geared up high, and it'll be like, yeah, sod it. I'll take that Relic 3 to 5. I'll take that 3 to 5. I'll take that 5 to 7. Bosh, ready to go.
All right. Zaz asked, what's this BS about needing a light side character for Palpatine? Well, you technically need Wampa for Jedi Knight Luke, which in turn means that you need Wampa for Jedi Master Luke. So you need a dark side character as well. And that's how they slipped that in.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So just wanted to put that out there.
The GL Luke is aimed at old school veterans, and GL Palpatine is aimed at new. What they looked at, regarding the GLs, regarding the first two GLs were money bags. We want your money. We want you to relic characters you're not going to use, don't need, are completely and utterly useless. It was a struggle. People didn't like it. With these two new GLs, what they've done is they've said, here's a GL that veterans can get relatively easily, but it's going to be a very, very, very long time for new players to get. But here's a dark side GL. Here's GL Palpatine, which is going to be, for all intents purposes, very, very easy. And I do mean like really, really easy, and isn't going to take anywhere near the amount of time to get for people that just started the game. Somebody that starts this game day one could have GL Palpatine within 12 months easily. Very, very easily, I think. If you wail a little bit. I mean, I think you'd still need to wail a little bit. You'll get it in a lot less than 12 months if you hyperdrive bundle. Because if you hyperdrive bundle, you get 5 Phoenix straight away, off the bat, at 5 stars. So you can get a 5-star Palpatine and a 5-star Thrawn day one if you want.
And Helenix says that he's going to call Palpatine Pink Eye Palp, P-E-P, Pep, and gives us a nickel so he could steal that name. That's Zaz you have to pay instead. All right, guys. So enough. Dr. Jojo, am I going to join you and run going after the dark side? I've already got Kylo. I'm nowhere near Luke. If I go for a certain one, yeah, it's probably going to be Palpatine. I'm still up in the air. I just finished a vanity project of finally taking a entire team of bounty hunters to Relic 1. I now have glowing bounty hunters. It makes me happy. I'm playing the game the way that I want to play, and that's what I recommend everybody does.
So this is where I am.
Very difficult to see, and of course it doesn't work a podcast. So what are you missing?
It doesn't really work. So I've got all of the characters. I don't have the Y-wing yet because I didn't bother. You know me. I don't like galactic chases. You know me. I despise galactic chases. So I've got to farm that the hard way. So I'm 60 of 80 on that. But obviously 3 stars Chupio, 3 stars Mon Mothma. Just farming them, but everybody else is 7. I've got Leia and Old Ben at 9. JTR's at 12. JKL is at 11. R2's at 11. I've got Biggs at 12, and then everybody else is relicked. So, right. I'm looking at that, and I'm thinking to myself, 6 to 12 months. Yeah, 6 to 12 months.
All right.
The beauty with GLs is they're in the journey guide, so I can do them as soon as I'm ready, I can do it.
I'm sure we'll get another one before you finish this one.
More than likely, yeah. We'll get GL Mace Windu.
That'll make Ram Bam happy.
That'll make Ram Bam happy.
Speaking of making Ram Bam happy, let's go to a commercial because he hates seeing us. Coming up after these messages, we're going to shift from end game to everybody game. That's at least level 5 because they're playing Grand Arena. But we're going to talk about the changes to Grand Arena and talk on a few of the other things that were revealed in this latest update right here on the Escape Podcast.
the Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
This is Macias, and I assure your privacy and confidentiality when using my remodding services.
G'day legends, this is Heinzie. Did you know Macias Modding Mayhem is the premier modding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Macias will remod your roster from top to bottom with continuous consultation with where to go from there. Macias has a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and he has tons of additional services available as well, like a full cleanup of your mods, PvP plans, and lots more. Contact Macias today on Discord, all in lowercase guys, MIKAYAS 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or hit up maciasmods@gmail.com. I fully endorse Macias Modding Mayhem, and you will too. Macias Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Podcast and the Escape Podcastaways network.
Hello friends, this is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message, and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Pod Castaways want you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals. Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Pod Castaways, all for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply.
Did you know that if you signed up to become a Patreon, you could get tons of rewards? Force Ghost Scotty could do a roster review for you. Neil Andrew Ware could share Grand Arena tactics. Or Paul could even help you get maximum stars in Geonosis Territory Battle. And you even get access into the after show. Sound good? Sign up to be a Patreon today. For as little as $2 a month, you could unlock a ton of potential content and also get closer to the hosts. Head to patreon.com/the Escape Pod to sign up.
Have you been interested in getting items 3D printed but haven't wanted to buy one of those expensive printers? Are you looking for a literally one-of-a-kind tech gift gadget? Evil Genius 3D Printing and Gadgets is your one-stop shop for both of those items. Nerd-owned and Escape Pod approved, put Lenny the Evil Genius to work for you. If you can dream it, he could possibly make it. Contact Lenny at evilgenius3dprinting@gmail.com for more information. That's evilgenius3dprinting@gmail.com. Get something unique in your hands.
Hey, I'm Andy Beads.
Hey, I'm Danish Wobble.
Hey, I'm Ando.
Hey, I'm Jake.
I'm Bringer at Death.
Jake Johnson TX.
I'm Ramby2307.
Spartan Z here.
I am Mr. Jacobachi.
Star Wars Galaxy of the Yeti.
I'm Player Gaming Embers.
I'm Lazy Turtle.
I'm Mudbum.
I mean, come on. They already know me. I'm the bloody co-host.
And we are part of
the GAC Chain Gang.
We're a group of streamers who
stream our Grand Arena on Twitch
and continue the chain
into the next streamer.
We have all types of accounts for you to enjoy, from the big whales to the
small accounts.
But we're all here to provide entertainment
and have a good time.
The Grand Arena Chain Gang is proud to be part
of the Escape Pod Castaways Content Creator Network. Stop by and see them, won't you?
This is Hellenix.
#shameless self-promotion.
And you're listening to the Escape Pod Cast, part of the Escape Pod Castaways Network.
Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. It's before I forget, Paul, I heard the Patreon ad, and that reminded me to remind you. You got something about Patreon, haven't you?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much for reminding me on that. So, guys, if you are interested, you saw the Chain Gang thing. You know that's all about Grand Arena Championships. For those who don't know, Neil and our co-pilot Flair like to put on GA Center. We as a whole put on GA Center, which tells all about think of it as Sports Center for Grand Arena Championships. With that being said, if you are a Patreon of $10 or more, all you have to do is say, hey, Paul, I want to be involved in the Patreon leaderboard for GA Center, which will be presented during the show. If you are already a Patreon, awesome. Just if you're at that level, let me know you want to join. That's as simple as it needs to be done. Otherwise, go check out
us.
go to patreon.com/the escape podcast. I think that's what it is. And we'll enter you into the board, and you'll see yourself on what's usually Tuesday night, Wednesday night on the end of a season.
Yes, that's correct. And that's only because it takes a little bit longer for the results to get from CG to SWGOH.GG, because the end of the month has that extra 24-hour period to allow for people to get full feats. And you don't get that period between week 1 and 2, week 2 and 3, and week 3 and 4. So, yeah, that's why it's always a little bit later on the 4th week.
All right. And that being said, during the commercial, thank you, Dr. Jojo, for the 100 bits. We appreciated that.
Thanks for the biddies.
All right. Let's first talk about the calendar. We're getting Royal Guard as the daily login character, a character you need for Sith Eternal Emperor. Okay. You know?
Yeah, there's no need to read into that. There really is no need to read into that any more deeply than you need him for a GL.
Yeah. We have the Radis coming back on the 3rd. So if you did not get the Radis up in time for Grand Arena Championships, if you're just a little bit away, you're not going to have it for week 1, but you could have it for week 2 if you want to go ham. We're getting the where's the finalizer? Finalizer not until the 28th. Really?
No,
there it is.
No,
on the
there's a
7th.
finalizer at the beginning of the month as well.
Finalizer,
Finalizer,
and finalizer at the 7th. Now, with the finalizer on the 7th, once again, you will not have it for week 2 of the Grand Arena Championship coming up. So, do what you gotta do.
I've got them.
Well, so do I.
I've got them. I mean, they're not high stars, but I've got them.
I'm 3 completions of the Radis event away from having Radis at 7.
7. I have a 4 and a 5-star Radisson finalizer, so hey, I'm happy. I'm happy because it's an extra fleet. So they're not going to be that good, but they'll be good enough for a mop-up as far as I'm concerned. I have more mop-up crew than other competitors, so you know it's worth going for your Radis. I mean that would be my advice if you're close to, if you're one ship away from being able to do the events, just do those ships, because if you're Division 1 or Division 2, which is what we're going to talk about now, trust me, you're going to need them.
Well, we're not going to talk about that yet. I still want to finish up the calendar here. We have 5 assault battles, so that's, you know, for you get 1/5 of what you need, so you have enough to do a finisher if you complete challenge tier 1 of every single assault battle. That's not bad. Obviously, I also wanted to point out that Defense of Dathomir is on Halloween.
All right, okay.
So I just wanted to point out that Defense of Dathomir being on Halloween means that we continue the acknowledgement of the Night Sister Zombie and Night Sister Spirit on
All Hallows Eve.
Hallows Eve. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
I must admit, there is one I am a little bit disappointed in one aspect of the calendar, and that is the other Fleet Mastery events. So that would be Executrix, the Home One, and the Endurance. Once a month. And I don't. To me, that's not cutting it anymore. Especially with what we're about to discuss. I would like to see all three of them at least 3 times a month. So
okay,
on the days that they do Executrix, and Endurance, and Home 1, I'd like to see Executrix, Home 1, and Endurance, all three, so that you, at specific days during the month,
But
you
Neil,
get to do all three of them.
But Neil, let me remind you that the Radis and the Finalizer are not in the ship challenges.
Yeah, I know.
While the three of those are.
Yeah, and that's why I didn't say the Radis and the Finalizer. I'm just talking about Endurance, Executrix,
but you have a
and
way.
Home 1.
If you're starting from zero, this is for new players. The new players still see those challenges for the three original or the four original. No, it's three original. My apologies.
It's three original. Thrawn's a legendary.
Original things. They're in the challenges.
Yeah.
So they still have the way to get them to 6 stars. It's the 7th star that you need the Fleet Mastery event.
Yeah.
Finalizer and Radis don't have that. You have to start from scratch, and you get 10 at a time, except for.
Well, no, you don't start them from scratch. You get your 4-star, and then you've got to go from 5. You've got to go to 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah, which is much larger. Which is a longer journey.
Which is and it is. It's a longer journey. But with what's coming up and what's changed regarding GAC, which we are going to be talking about today, and the potential of a fleet raid, I think they must put. To a certain degree, a little bit more importance on at least those 3 original ships.
Where are you hearing this fleet raid nonsense? Because I've heard you're like the 3rd person this week that I've heard talk about it.
I don't know where it's coming from, but I've heard it from other content creators who have heard it from other people who've heard. It's a Chinese whisper. It's a Chinese whisper. I heard it from someone else who heard it from someone else. Who heard it from someone else. I'm not going to, infinitely regress all the way back through all of the people that I heard it through. But there is a rumor going around that a raid is coming out. And the only thing that we know officially regarding raids from CG was back in October when they expressed during a Q&A that they were creating a fleet raid that was going to come at the end of 2020. But then obviously in March of this year, we got in a QA that the fleet raid had been mothballed to put priority on the GLs. So at that point, a good, 4, 5, maybe even 6 months work had been put into a fleet raid. So I do genuinely think that they've got a fleet raid that just needs finishing off, tweaking here and there, debugging, and that they could roll out a fleet raid within a matter of weeks if they want to. So if there is rumor of a new raid coming, my money would be on a fleet raid because they started making one in October of last year.
So it'll literally be a year from when they talked about it.
Yeah, a year. Because they originally said in October of last year that they would be presenting a fleet raid at the end of 2020. So if they do bring that back, which would be great, then in order to do the heroic version of whatever a ship raid would be, you're going to need 7-star capital ships. And that's why I'm saying with GAC, with the changes to GAC, and with the potential of a fleet raid on the horizon, so that more people can enjoy said raid, they need to have at least 3 7-star capital ships, and having to wait what is it, 15, 30, so 15, 30, 15, 30, 50, 7 months. If all you're going to get is a fleet mastery once a month, you would need to go through the challenges to get them to 6-star, and then you would have to do 7 consecutive months of fleet mastery before you got your ships to 7 stars. And you can't always get them straight. But if they did them all 3, at least 3 times a month, then you're only talking, 2 and a bit months to get those basic ships. Those basic capital ships to 7 stars.
Here's where apparently this all came from. On the show, on Heinze and Gridden's show, Gridsy Sessions, apparently Fulbright, who we know is a whale in this game. He's a Kraken.
He's a Kraken, yeah.
If somebody, Fulbright, if he's in that beta, if he's in that, he broke an NDA on that show and talked about that it is a raid with a fleet component. The first phase is fleet.
Okay.
So, I mean, people are talking, and I just want to point out that I've never broken my NDA with you.
No, I know.
I'm saying.
But yeah, and Wolf said, if you're in Division 1 or Division 2, yes, the Division 1, Division 2 thing is a side issue. And the reason why I say that's a side issue is you don't have to be, for a beginner, for someone that's been, an early game adopter of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, can maybe not be competitive in a heroic raid, whether it's Pit, Tank, or Sith, but they can get a character to 7 stars relatively fast so that they can at least get the rewards from that. And that's all I'm suggesting with 7-star capital ships.
For me, I'm saying, guys, if it is going to if you're putting out a new raid, CG, if you're listening to this show to, I'm just going to leave it at that. If you're putting out any sort of new raid, it needs to be accessible for mid-game, level 85, 2 million accounts. It needs to at least be accessible to them to a point. Do not end game this. Do not say relic characters must be in place to be able to be used in this. Do not kneecap these players. We need to keep the fresh blood in this game, because if you throw people a frickin' bone every once in a while, they're more inclined to spend once in a while, unless you're the Nev.
I mean, whatever, when they do bring out a raid, whatever raid they bring out, and whenever they bring out another raid, whatever it is, whatever iteration it is, the 7-star heroic version is going to be nails. It's going to be absolutely nails. We all know how hard the heroic Sith was. Heroic Sith was absolutely nails, and it took a huge and monumentally large amount of theory crafting in order to come up with squads. I mean, the amount of material that was produced by content creators and by fans of the game in order to effectively achieve, completion of the heroic Sith raid so that everybody could get them treasure shards, it took forever. So I have no doubt in my mind that whatever new raid they bring out is going to be absolutely nails, and it's going to be months and months and months and months before somebody completes it. It really is. It's going to be, but it's still going to be doable for people the lower tier, the 6 stars, the 5s, the 4s, the 3s. It's still going to be doable for those people. I mean, you'll go in with 7s. That's where the theory crafting will begin. The theory crafting will really, really begin at the lower tiers. And then as you increase the gear and as you increase the relic materials for the various different characters that get theory crafted for whatever the new raid is, you'll see the bigger, the bigger guilds complete it, and then everybody will be like, right, okay, in order to do P1, everybody needs at least this one team. P2, this one team. So and everybody will do what they normally do, which is, work hard on at least one team per P1, P2, P3, P4, and then an entire guild will do it, and that's the methodology that we use.
We're ticking on time here. We have to touch the big news of Grand Arena Championships.
Oh yeah,
and that is if you are Division 2 or above, so essentially 2 and 1, you now have to field 2 ships in defense.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. I'm loving this.
My recommendation for the layman, if you have them, is going to be Negotiator and Finalizer. For this reason, if you come up against a double GL, or not double GL, a double get to ship defense, the negotiator can be easily taken down by malevolence. The easiest way to take out the malevolence, if you put your negotiator on defense, is tank the heck out of it with Radis. Have the Radis take out the malevolence. Bye vulture droids. And then after that, send in Home One to mop it up. That is my strategy that I'm putting out there for you. Theory crafting with Paul. Doesn't happen often. Relish it.
My primary, the only real concern that I have with this is the matchmaking. That's my only concern, is with the matchmaking. Now, my main is in Division 2, although 10 more thousand. I'm not kidding. 10k in GP is all I've got, and then I get promoted to Division 1. Now, I would say that 9 times out of 10, and I really mean 9 times out of 10, maybe that's, let's say 17. Let's be a little bit more liberal. 7 times out of 10, I am getting matched against people that have only got 4 capital ships. They've got the 3 standard, and they've usually got Thrawn. The 3 out of 10, somebody might have either Malevolence, or that's rare actually, or they'll have Negotiator. And it is going to be ridiculous for my opponents if they've only got 4 or 5 capital ships, because I've got 7. You know, if the first 4 weeks of GAC, all I'm doing is facing opponents that have only got the 4 ships, the Thrawn and the 3 standards, it's completely and utterly unfair. It's a complete and utter mismatch. If they just use characters in the algorithm, my opponents are screwed. And it's not fair. And I'm not going to face any challenge whatsoever, because I'm going to look at what they've got on their roster, see that they've only got 4 capital ships, and instantly know, well, I'm full clearing you. You know, unless they try and sandbag me. And if they try and sandbag me, then they're not going to full clear me. And it's just going to be, a battle of, low banners. But that's going to be the only way that they can stop it. And that's not going to be fun for them. They might be enjoying GAC, realize all of a sudden they're not going to enjoy it, so they'll either auto-deploy or they'll just sandbag. And that could screw things up. So I really, really hope that they include in the matchmaking at least some of the GP from ships, because if they don't, and I'm constantly getting match made against people that have only got 4 capital ships, it's not going to be any contest, because they're going to put endurance and Tarkin in defense, because if they've only got 4, their Mill fleet and their Thrawn fleets are going to be their best chance. And I'm going to put Negotiator and Negotiator and Finalizer in defense, because I might, show pity on them and put in put in my weakest team. But I'm still going to wipe the floor with them, because I've got 5 fleets against their 2. They have to get one-shots with my fleets, or they ain't clearing the territory. I, on the other hand, don't have to worry about one-shotting their fleet. But
so Fighting Drunk says he'd love to see fleets be in the front lines. I say fleets should be in the front lines for territory wars, because it's planet versus planet, and you have to pass the blockade in order to get to the ground.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I've given that to them for a while, and they still have, have yet to...
No, I think something like that would be great. I really do. I really, really think something like that would be great. Something like that would mix it up a little bit. It really, really would. I mean, GAC for Division 1 and 2, the strategy and the tactics for GAC, that, all previous strategies and tactics, gone. Absolutely gone. Tactics and strategy for GAC for Division 2 and Division 1 is going to radically change, especially if they incorporate, because they're going to have to change, the scoring's going to have to change. And Fortmort and I discussed this. Fortmort's actually put a video out on his channel where he actually kind of goes through the math, what would be the realistic new values for victories in a ship territory and the character territory directly in front of it. So basically, they would have to change what's in front of door number 1 and what's behind door number 1. And Fortmort recently did a video on that. It's very it's very, very good. It's a very, very good educated guess as to what he thinks the new point scoring is going to be for GAC for Divisions 1 and Divisions 2.
All right. So coming up after this break, we're gonna throw to a break here. Coming up after this break, we are going to talk to, you guys all know E. Grace Gamer. You all know Jesse. He's part of the Castaways. He's a good friend, and he's in a guild called Shadowlands, a very, very good and awesome guild. But we just found, I found just last week, that another member of Shadowlands is a streamer. His name is SoDef, and he is one of the most helpful people that I can imagine. I will talk more about him in the intro, but we cannot wait for you guys to meet him. Stick around. After this break and story time with the llama, we are going to talk to the one, the only, SoDef Sith Lord Gaming, right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
Hello, Escape Podawans. It is the llama here to remind you that the Escape Pod Castaways are on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, you can catch us on YouTube and on Twitch every week streaming Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed, your favorite new Galaxy of Heroes show GA Center, and so much more. Come catch us on the web.
Are you a member of Team Paul or Team Neil? Maybe you prefer story time with the llama, or dabble in the buttery side of the Force with Biscuit Weasel. Or maybe you like the Escape Pod talents from Down Under like Heinzie and Scotty. No matter who you support, you can get one of my designs from the Escape Podcast merch store. Just go to escapepodcastaways.com, click on the merch link, and it will take you to the TeePublic site where you can support me, Mrs. Anthony, also known as Critty K. Also be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast's Discord server weekly to vote for my latest shirts in the Design Derby on Woot. Links for both of these are down below. Thank you for supporting the Escape Pod Cast.
Heinzie from the ANZGC is officially a member of the Escape Pod Castaways. Make sure you go and search for Heinzie on YouTube today, because he live streams a lot of his GAC content, and not only does he do that, he also does some pretty fun videos from time to time, including a behind the screen and also streaming Jedi Fallen Order. And from time to time, this idiot might drop by. Head on over and check out Heinzie today on YouTube, a part of the Escape Pod Castaways Network.
The Escape Pod Cast for Kids. It's really cool.
Hello and welcome back, Escape Podawans, to Storytime with the Llama and the Escape Pod Cast for Kids. We are continuing right along in our journey through the Journey Guide series with the Artist of War Legendary event to get Grand Admiral Thrawn. Requirements for this event include 5 Phoenix characters. Now, we talked about Emperor's Demise and Emperor Palpatine last week, and it was just 5 Rebel characters, and Phoenix were included in that. But to get Grand Admiral Thrawn, you can only use exclusively Phoenix characters, no other faction. You'll need them at 7-star, Gear 9, Ability level 7 with Mark 5 mods. Now this is the first event that requires a mod limit, and that's because this event is pretty difficult for new players, so that's why there's that mod limit. Characters that I suggest you take into this event are going to be Hera Syndulla, Ezra Bridger, Kanan Jarrus, Garazeb Aurelios, and I'm gonna suggest that you take Sabine Wren in over Chopper. And that's because her first special ability, Darksaber Strike, will inflict armor shred on your opponents, and that will be super, super crucial to help you kill and take down these characters in the event. You could also take Chopper, like I said, but it's a little bit more difficult. There are 7 tiers in this event that will take Grand Admiral Thrawn all the way up to 7 stars. Similar to the other characters that we've covered so far, he does unlock at 5 stars with 5-star required characters, so if you've got your characters up to 5 stars, go ahead and go for him and try and unlock him at 5 stars because he will be viable at that level. Now, the event difficulty on this is going to be medium. Now, why do I say medium and not hard? Because overall, in the grand arcing scheme of all of these legendary and heroic journey and epic confrontation events that we're going to be covering, it's not that difficult of an event. But for new characters, it's very difficult. It's probably going to be closer to a hard than a medium, especially with the amount of crazy RNG that's going to be taking into effect. But because we're granting difficulty levels in the overarching scheme, I'm going to say it's a medium difficulty. Let's dig in a little bit to Grand Admiral Thrawn himself. He's got the dark side tag, he's a support character, a leader, obviously got the Empire tag, and he is a fleet commander. Something unique about Grand Admiral Thrawn is that some of his abilities do different things when you're using them on different types of characters. So just regular characters like you're facing an arena or PvP or, even territory battles. With this ability Manipulate, it's going to deal special damage to that target enemy and grant them speed up for 1 turn. Or if they already had ability block, you're going to inflict stun for 1 turn instead. When speed up expires, you will inflict ability block for 1 turn and it can't be resisted. Now, when you use Manipulate against raid bosses, you deal special damage to the target enemy and inflict defense down for 2 turns, which can't be resisted. His first special, Fracture, will deal special damage to the target enemy 4 times, dispel all buffs on them, remove 50% turn meter, and inflict Fracture until the start of Thrawn's next turn or until Thrawn is defeated. Fracture cannot be copied or dispelled, and this attack cannot be evaded or resisted. Now, this is one of those situations where Fracture will do different things depending on what type of enemy it's placed on. If it's just placed on a regular character, that character's speed is set to 0, they can't gain any buffs, bonus attacks, or bonus turn meter. If Fracture is on a raid boss, they get minus 50% speed, which does not stack if they've got the speed down debuff. They can't gain any buffs, and they get minus 30% counter chance. His second special, Grand Admiral's Command, swaps turn meter with another target ally. It'll dispel all debuffs on Thrawn and that ally, and they recover 40% protection. It's a really good way to help control who on your team takes moves and helps control the turn meter battle on your side, in addition to just controlling it on the enemy side, which is kind of what we're used to. His leadership ability, Legendary Strategist, grants Empire allies plus 15% max protection, plus 25% offense, and they gain 20% turn meter whenever they resist a detrimental effect or suffer a debuff. Whenever an Empire ally gains or loses a status effect, they recover 2% protection. Empire allies also gain a new special ability, Maneuver, which dispels all debuffs on that character, and they gain 50% turn meter. His unique ability, Ebb and Flow, grants Thrawn a 100% counter chance, 100% tenacity, and minus 50% speed while any enemies are fractured. Whenever another Empire ally uses a special ability while Thrawn is active, that ally will gain 15% turn meter, and if any enemies are fractured, Thrawn and the fractured enemies will also lose 15% turn meter. He's got 2 Zetas. One's going to be on his leadership ability, Legendary Strategist, and the second is going to be on his unique ability, Ebb and Flow. If you're asking which one to do first, definitely on Ebb and Flow. You're not going to use his leadership ability as much. To be completely honest, I don't even have his leadership ability Zetaed, and I'm at a much farther point in the game than a lot of new folks, so Ebb and Flow is really going to be your focus to put that Zeta on him. You're going to want to mod him for speed and offense. Those are going to be your primary goals. You can also, as a secondary focus, throw in some critical chance and survivability, whether that be protection or health or defense, anything that's going to make him last as long as possible. You're going to want to use him obviously in an Empire team. Any kind of Empire leader team he'll be great in, and you will find he's a pretty key component to most Galactic Legend killer teams. He's also a really great plug-and-play character. He can fit in a lot of different team compositions, and you can get really creative in your uses for him. That's all for me. Tune in next week for more Storytime with the Llama and the Escape Pod Cast for Kids.
This is Macias, and I assure your privacy and confidentiality when using my remodding services.
G'day legends, this is Heinzie. Did you know Macias Modding Mayhem is the premier modding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Macias will remod your roster from top to bottom with continuous consultation with where to go from there. Macias has a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and he has tons of additional services available as well, like a full cleanup of your mods, PvP plans, and lots more. Contact Macias today on Discord, all in lowercase guys, MIKAYAS 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or hit up maciasmods@gmail.com. I fully endorse Macias Modding Mayhem, and you will too. Macias Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Podcast and the Escape Podcastaways Network.
Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission.
And welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, it's time for us to interview a guest. And this week's guest, it's a pretty awesome guest. They're in the Shadowlands Guild, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to hand over to the Master of Ceremonies, Paul, introduce our guest this week.
Ladies and gentlemen, this man hails from the land of the rising sun. He will be there for you when you wake up. You can work and lurk with him, just like I have. You can sit there and listen to him expound upon theory craft after theory craft. You know, he is a wealth of knowledge. I am very, very surprised that this man has not blown up more than he has, but I'm hoping that he will very, very soon. And I'm talking to you, Big 4 or Big 3, whatever it is now, Big 2. You need to get this guy on your streams, because this guy is amazing. He kind of pointed me in the direction to go. He did a roster review for me right there on his stream, and now I've got pretty much a fully remodded roster, because I haven't had the time to have Macias help me with it. This guy is so awesome. He comes from the Shadowlands Guild along with fellow Castaway Grace Gamer. You guys are going to love this man. His name is SoDef. He runs SoDef Sith Lord Gaming. Welcome to the show, SoDef.
Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it, guys.
Not a problem. So let's get the initial question out of the way, because there are people that like to camp in different camps here. What is your account size, and what is your aquatic mammal level?
Aquatic mammal level, huh? Account size is like 6.7 I just hit.
Oh, that's definitely not a free-to-play account, Neil.
No. Yeah.
So yep. What are we talking? Do you consider yourself a Kraken? Do you consider yourself a?
It's like a recent thing. It was like after I retired out of military. Then I was like, I got something to do now. Focus on. So.
Former military. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for your service, SoDef.
Thanks.
Appreciate that. And that's awesome. So you're spending your retirement playing video games and talking about it online. I love it. It's the dream. It absolutely is a dream. So when did you start spending, and what do you are you comfortable sharing your spend level?
That's probably around. Well, been over 5. I've been playing since day one. So
Okay.
over the years, a little bit here, a little bit there, but really since like I'd say 2015 is 2000. No, probably 17 is where it started ramping up.
Okay.
So probably around maybe 10.
10 grand?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh wow. Do you have both GLs?
No,
Do you have
actually
any
no.
GLs?
I have one. So I'm in a weird place right now because I'm about to unlock Ray within maybe next week. So with Luke coming, it's gonna be like I can pass some stuff over to him. Like pass maybe depends if they come out with that new currency. So we'll see. Hopefully we can use the same ultimate tokens to pass to him. We'll see. So I'm in a weird predicament. It's just landing because I really didn't want to get Ray, but gotta help the guild. Gotta participate.
Yeah, no, I have heard about that. I have heard talk of the of people going for Ray but not unlocking Ray, or going for Kylo and not unlocking Kylo, but simply doing it over and over. Kind of like hoarding the
Yes.
hoarding the currency while they can in preparation for the next GL, keeping fingers crossed that it's not new.
So it would be simply it would be not finishing their ultimate is all they would have to do.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Not finishing. That's what people are talking about. Not finishing the character. Not doing that last unlock and continuing to just do the events over and over and over and over and really, really pick up make a nice little nest egg.
Unlock the character because the same currency is used for the. I know you haven't gotten there, Neil, and
I'll never get there with those. I will
never
ever go for those 2 GLs. I will never go for those 2 GLs. It's as simple as that. The characters needed to get those GLs are crap. I'll never go for them.
Yes, totally agree.
So it will absolutely be interesting. Would it be GL2 instead of Get 2?
Yeah. GL2, and then Luke will be pretty much right behind that. And then
that is true. Dr. Jojo does point out that you are capped at 144 of the of the unlock currency, but still, even then, you could get pretty far right out of the gate for GL Luke or GL Palpatine, depending on what you were hoarding at that time.
Yep. I didn't plan it this way. It's just how things landed. It just happened. So it'll be interesting to see how it lays out. But it just depends on release and all that.
So, I'm just wondering if because they will be because CG will be on Galactic War Report, if next week before the show or hopefully right after the show, worst case scenario, that they put out the kits now that we have the thing. But I still think we're 2 to 3 months out from that.
Oh, what, 2 to 3 months out from the kits?
Not 2 to 3 months, 2 to 3 weeks. I'm sorry.
2 to 3 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's what we're thinking, 2 to 3 weeks.
So
it would be nice to know. I must admit, it would be.
Well, I think we got to have what Admiral. He needs a node so he can be farmed for at least a week.
Yeah,
I would think.
Well, no, I mean they pretty much threw Finn and Poe out there to be farmed right when Ray came out, so they do the same thing for Piet. Plus, people have had the chance. People have the harder road ahead with Luke, so I'm okay with those going after Luke and not going after Palp, for them to have a little bit of a head start on that because they invested more into the legendary character that was there. And for us plebes that that are interested in going after Palp to sit there and have to farm Piet up before we get the running start.
Yep. It's interesting to see how it's gonna lay out.
So, all right.
Yeah, and I must admit, just looking at the requirements for Palpatine, I want to see I'd like to see the kits. I'd like to know if if it's worth doing the because obviously I've got the characters for, obviously with the exception of Piet and the Bomber, a lot of veteran players are going to be in a similar situation that they are with GL Luke. Those that have got JKL, of course, could also find themselves in that similar situation regarding Palpatine. That they've already got the characters all to 7 stars with the exception of Piet and the Bomber, and all they need to do is, gear and relic sort of thing. So they're easy characters to get. It's not like they're difficult. I mean, most people have got them all to 7 stars.
What's your GAC record, if you will? Are you a continual Kyber person?
No. Actually, on my main account, no. Never hit Kyber because I use it for a lot of testing, so I never went like hard at it. But my alt account, yeah, I get Kyber. I go hard. But my main account, GAC is where I can get my testing in and test teams because I haven't had like a person to test stuff in. So now I have that. I found a person, so now I can test in arena. So my GACs, I'm trying. And lately, it seems like I've been running into a lot of guildies, and their like rank is extremely higher, top 20. So I'll let them win, give them that win and stuff, so I don't hurt them. Let them go after that top 10. So yeah,
I know a lot of people that face your guild, and when they see Shadowlands, they instantly crap themselves. So you may not be good with your main account, but the mere fact that you're in Shadowlands will put the fear of God, will put the fear of the RNG gods into them. It's like, oh crap.
Well,
no, crap. I'm
was
against
asking
someone in Shadowlands.
I was asking just about his GAC. I know in Territory War he's a monster.
Yeah, our Territory War teams our people are good. They know what they're doing. A lot of good people.
So what
my
division...
GSC, I'm just average. I mean, I test a lot, so I don't care if I win sometimes. It just depends on where I'm at. Sometimes I'll go hard. All right, let's see how good I do. So I'm average, but I do a lot of testing too. It's fun.
What's your GAC alt division?
Alt division is 7.
7. So it's a relatively new account then.
Yeah, it's like, it's kind of old. I got it when I got here in Japan, so it's like 2 years old.
Oh right, okay. So do you spend on that at all, or is that
no?
That's a 100% pure free to play, is it?
No, it's. I think I got the bundle on it.
Yeah,
the hyperdrive bundle on it.
I know a lot of people that did. They bought the hyperdrive bundle and then went free to play.
Yeah.
So
it's just having fun and with that one, just going all in, being focused. That one I'm doing good. I only lost once so far. It shouldn't have been a loss, but I was getting greedy. I was like, I was like rank 17. I was like, I'm going to go for the full clear. And it cost me. Lost.
Oh, okay. That sucks.
Oh my gosh. But it is your alt is very, very slimmed down as well. You have not activated
like not 38 characters I haven't activated.
Up characters.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that, correct me if I'm wrong, Neil, is 7 what you will instantly go to with the hyperdrive bundle?
No, you instantly go to 9 with the hyperdrive bundle.
Okay, so you miss 10.
Yeah, you miss 11 and you miss 10. I mean, I've not met an awful lot of people that have even been in 11. I have met people that have been in 10. My Horde account was in 10 for one and only, literally for one and only GAC, and then it went immediately to 9. I qualified for Division 9 on the Horde account while doing the one and only Division 10 GAC that I was in. It's not easy. to be in. I mean, you're talking about rank beginners that have no idea how to play this game. Those are the only people that you're going to see in Division 11, and likewise in Division 10. But you start day one, you buy that hyperdrive bundle. Yeah, you're starting in 9 straight away.
There you go. Now, let's get into a little bit about what you do on your channel. What's a typical day at Sith Lord Gaming?
Sith Lord Gaming. So it's usually teaching. I like to teach. I'm all about helping the newer players and everything, because like when I started, man, if I knew half the stuff I knew, it would have been totally different. But I wish I would have had the guides we had then. So that's why I made an alt account to re-experience, and then just teaching, helping people, because it makes it fun. If you can, and not everybody knows what to do, so helping people, give them guidance, get them on a good path. That's what I like. Mods, teaching mods. That's one of my big things on the channel is the mods. GACs, trying to get people, like the big thing in our guild is in Discord they stream GAC and stuff like that. So I was trying to bring that to my channel, help people with their GACs. I can capture their stream, so you get more people, because everybody likes to watch GAC. So I like to do that. But one of the big thing was to help promote Shadowlands. One of the big things Fulbright wanted to do is one of his envisions is to help the community. So we're at that level. Why not, spread the information, start helping out? And I know he said a long time ago that the guild was closed off to everybody for years, and he wanted to change that. And so I volunteered to be a streamer, and it's something I've been wanting to do for years anyway. I just couldn't do it because I was in the military, but I like teaching and all that stuff. So that's what I've been doing.
I'm curious. Were you a skill arms instructor when you were in the military?
No. Construction.
I was just wondering, because you said you like to teach, and I was just wondering. I wonder if he's a skillies.
Like construction, air conditioning, heating, electrical, you name it. Anything to do with construction, pretty much.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. I used to flip houses. Used to do that on the side. It's fun stuff.
Are you still doing that in Japan?
I work like 1 week every 3 months. Do maintenance on a building.
That's not
living
bad.
the life.
Yeah, part time.
So you always make sure that week is in between GA seasons, right?
No. Sometimes it lands wherever. I don't have no control, but I still.
Okay.
I'm still good.
So, because of your knowledge that you impart here, if there's somebody out there, and this, I'm finally glad that I'm able to ask a guest this, because you do like to teach the newer players. If there is a newer player that's tuning into this podcast, they've made it this far after we've talked about endgame stuff all day. What would you want to tell a newer player that picked up the game and said, "Oh, let's look up somebody that's on Twitch," and they find you? What's your first recommendation to them?
Usually Phoenix, if they're just picking it up.
Still Phoenix to this day.
There's other routes you can go. You can go to the what is it, Separatist, the bugs route. I did that on my alt, but I've been in the game a while. I'm more experienced. I know what to go after. But for someone just picking up the game, I think Phoenix is an easy route. And I got everybody's probably seen the Kessel run. Have you seen that?
Well,
It's a graphic. It shows the teams, and it just goes into the next team,
and
it shows the gear level.
Just the farming, the various different.
A farming guide, okay.
Yeah, the farming guide. Yeah, I usually direct them to that, and then help them out that way. Just try to set them up on a good path. Let them know not to just start leveling everything, blowing all your credits. because everybody wants like, oh, new character, I unlocked it, let's activate it, let's level it up, throw gear on it. You can do that, but in the long run, it could hurt you. But new players are going to do whatever because you want to play with all the characters you get and you unlock. So yeah, we just got to get them on the right track, teach them, modding. That's huge. Mod's king, and we get briefed that like every Sunday in our meetings. Mods. If you don't know what to do in the game, mods. The answer is always mods. So, which is true. I mean,
it is Galaxy of Mods after all.
Yes. Yep.
So
that's why I like to teach mods and stuff. Try to do it efficiently. It's all about efficiency, especially at low GP.
We are coming up quickly on a break here, but before we do go to break, do you have anything scheduled coming up here on your channel? What if people tune in soon? When's your next stream?
So next stream will be after this. When I'm done with doing the interview and stuff, I'll jump back on there. I usually stream twice a day, 8 a.m. to about 12, and at night 8 p.m. to 12 or whenever. Just depends on what's going on. A lot of people, a lot of teaching. I take my time. If it takes an hour to help you out, it takes an hour. I don't mind. It's all good to me. But Sunday we're gonna do mod roulette. It's something we do in our guild. It's something fun. It keeps people engaged, and I want to bring it to the community. Show you it's something fun we can do. But yeah, so we got a couple volunteers are going to do that. We're going to get into Discord. Whoever wants to do it can do it. It's fun. And then next month, start doing like a $10 gift card giveaway for whoever wins it, just to help.
How does this mod roulette work? That's and is this Sunday Japan or Sunday US?
Sunday US, so Sunday night. So right around this time.
Okay, so 48 hours from now.
Yeah.
Okay, but what's going on? How does mod roulette work exactly?
So mod roulette, you go into the mod store, which is a big no-no. So you got to have probably at least 10 million. You got to pick 2 mods. It has to be yellow. It has to have 5 speed and good stats. So you pick 2 mods, you buy them, whether it's whatever currency. You pick the 2 mods, you take a picture of it, screenshot it, you put it in Discord so everybody sees those are the 2 you got. You're not cheating. And then after everybody gets them, everybody slices them up or levels them up and see who gets the highest. So it's like gambling. I mean, you're going to spend about 10 million credits and then whatever leveling. But it makes it fun. It keeps people engaged. So it's cool.
What else do you have coming up on SoDef Gaming?
The standard stuff. Just Sunday mod training. I teach Sunday mods on Sunday. How to be efficient with your mods, especially the younger, or the lower GP level. You guys need the currency.
The less experienced.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, this guy is absolutely 100% legit. What he is saying, he absolutely does. He will take time out for you. Go check him out. You will not be disappointed. You said you're going to stream after this, right?
Yes.
So you know what? If you are watching us live on Twitch, we are going to raid into you. So people don't have to go far. If they've never seen you before, what we're going to do is we're going to raid into you right after the right after this show. So
that's amazing.
Feel free
awesome.
Feel free to go in and relax for a little bit, do your dailies, and we'll see you in about 30 minutes or so.
Cool. Appreciate it, guys. You guys are awesome.
All right. Well, guys, coming up after this, we're going to recap our 24-hour stream from this past weekend, answer some Patreon's choice, and a little bit of sad news for an event that we're for a cause that we have been going after that Scotty forced me to do. But we'll talk about it coming up right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
This is Maccaeus, and I assure your privacy and confidentiality when using my remodding services.
G'day legends, this is Heinzie. Did you know Maccaeus Modding Mayhem is the premier modding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Maccaeus will remod your roster from top to bottom with continuous consultation with where to go from there. Maccaeus has a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and he has tons of additional services available as well, like a full cleanup of your mods, PvP plans, and lots more. Contact Maccaeus today on Discord, all in lowercase guys, MIKAYAS 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or hit up MaccaeusMods@gmail.com. I fully endorse Maccaeus Modding Mayhem, and you will too. Maccaeus Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Podcast and the Escape Podcastaways network.
Does your guild want to tap into their full potential in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? Yeah! For as low as $1 a month per guild member, your guild can unleash the power of the game in ways you never thought possible. Ooh. Track your arena movements, guild progression, and much more. Contact ShittyBill and get one of his shitty bots on your server today. Just look for him on our Discord server and tag or message him for more information. The link for our server is below in the description. Shitty bots, don't let the name fool you. Did you know that if you signed up to become a Patreon, you could get tons of rewards? Force Ghost Scotty could do a roster review for you. Neil Andrew Ware could share Grand Arena tactics. Or Paul could even help you get maximum stars in Geonosis Territory Battle. And you even get access into the after show. Sound good? Sign up to be a Patreon today. For as little as $2 a month, you could unlock a ton of potential content and also get closer to the hosts. Head to patreon.com/The Escape Pod to sign up.
And now time for something completely shameless.
Linux?
Later, Gator.
Linux?
And Banhammer.
Hey, meatbag.
What, noob?
Linux? I'm afraid we've picked up
a stowaway.
Whoa. You mind telling us what he's saying, noob? Noob? Don't your translators speak Wookiee?
Linux.
You know.
I'm programmed to speak Wookiee. That's
not
why I called you here.
I know you know that I don't know how to speak Wookiee, noob. What I'm asking is, why did you call me out here, and why is this particular Wookiee on my ship?
Linux, this is Ludbaka. He is one of thousands of users you've banned from your Discord
server. Noob. Tens.
Okay.
Tens of thousands.
No,
of
noob,
people you
stop
banned
that.
from one of your Discord servers.
Tens of people, not tens of thousands of people. You ungrateful little glob of grease. Anyway, let's get on with this. Ahem. What's the problem this time, noob? If I banned Mr. Ludbaka here, there was surely a reason.
Ludbaka says he merely posted a photo, which you apparently didn't
approve of
on one of your Discord servers. And instead of talking to him about it, you just
banned him.
Oh, newbie. Most of the time, there's a perfectly legitimate reason why something like this happens. And you know what?
Oh, no.
I got a short PSA that can help you understand, bud.
Again.
This PSA is brought to you by Hellenics.
#shameless self-promotion.
And the Gaming Embers YouTube channel, Twitch stream, and Discord server. A fun camping ground for all you campers out there. Plus, we f***ing love Flare. Discord etiquette. What is it? Why is it happening? and who stands to benefit. In this SWGOH PSA, we will explore Discord etiquette and the many myths that surround it. Nowadays, most every gaming live streamer has a Discord server meant to help fans connect with their favorite content creator and with other fans in that creator's community. Whether it's SWGOH, Marvel Strike Force, or even City Skylines, every gamer has multiple Discord servers available to them, which can help folks connect, share information, and socialize with each other. Some communities even have multiple dozens of servers, each with their own unique feel, specific tastes, and particular focuses for their members to experience. Regardless of what the particular Discord server aims to provide, there are, most often, some server-specific rules that each user must follow. But for the purposes of this discussion, we will be focusing on the more general expectations found across Discord servers of all kinds. There are certain behaviors everyone deems appropriate, and other behaviors everyone deems inappropriate. Knowing the difference can save everyone a lot of unnecessary aggravation. First and foremost, never use the dreaded everyone tag. This alerts all users to a server-wide response, and unless you want everyone on said server replying to you, usually in an angry tone, you'll want to avoid issuing this command. Next is the vile impersonation attempt. If you think it's funny to pretend to be someone you're not, you're doing it wrong. You should especially avoid pretending to be an administrator of the server, as the real server admins will likely ban your sorry ass for that kind of. Finally, always follow the golden rule of the hood. If you don't start none, there won't be none. Attempting to start or add to any argument on the internet is an exercise in futility. It won't end well, and you will look like a jerk. So before you make a Discord faux pas, consider this. Is what you're about to post within the generally accepted behavioral rules of the server and Discord in general? Because if you know you're about to do something dumb on Discord, you should just follow Michael Jordan's advice.
Stop it. Get some help.
This has been Hellenics.
Shameless self-promotion.
For the Hellenics SWGOH YouTube channel, and the Gaming Embers YouTube channel, Twitch channel, and Discord server, as well as all the various Discord servers across the globe. So, you think people are getting used to this whole PSA format? Maybe we should mix it up a bit. Here's what I was thinking. Wait. What do you mean you just banned me? The hell do you think you are to ban me? So do you see now, noob? Wasn't that PSA helpful?
Once again.
Hellenics, that PSA didn't explain anything. All Ludbaka did was post a picture of his new outfit. And you
burned him
for it.
What are you talking about? I can see his picture. It's uploaded right here. Yeah. It's on the Costumes and Gear channel. Matter of fact, Ludbaka, you're still on the server. You weren't even banned. Wait, let's see here. It looks like he changed his role to new user earlier today, and that limits the number of channels he has access to. Let me fix that for you. All right, just there, done. Can you see the channels now, Lud dude? Anything else, fellas?
No, I guess not. I'm sorry for the confusion, Lennox.
Meatbag.
Agreed, Ludbaka.
Wait, I thought you didn't
speak Wookiee.
Noob, I don't speak Wookiee, but I do understand it. I mean, who's ever heard of a human being that's able to vocalize the Wookiee language? That's just dumb.
The Escape Pod. Cast. The Bridge.
And welcome back to our fourth and final segment of the show. It's been a pretty lively one this week, hasn't it, Paul?
It certainly has. What I do want to start off with is the GoFundMe for Christy is in its final days. It will be taken offline on September 30th. So the evening of September 30th, GoFundMe.com/Mrs. Anthony, all one word. We had a goal of 25K, and we ended at right as of right now, it's at 17,515. We've gotten most of the bills paid, but with the ending of it, it finally allows me to say thank you for the ride. Thank you for everything that has happened in this journey of the GoFundMe. We really appreciate everything that anybody has done, even if you only did it to have a chance at the $100 in crystals, even if it was only that for just a moment. We are grateful for that. You guys are amazing, and we really appreciate the support. Speaking of things that raised funds,
yes,
the Creator Cup just happened this past week. We absolutely smashed our expectations. Team Vasari versus Team Castaways. We only expected to hit like 1,000 pounds, or we only expected to hit $1,000, to be honest with you, Neil.
Mm-hmm.
And there are more pounds in a dollar than there are dollars in pounds.
At the current exchange rate, yeah.
At the current exchange rate, that is true. And in the end, we raised over $3,000 US for World Child Cancer. Thank you for helping make that happen. With that being said, the final tally that World Child Cancer will receive out of all of this is $26,026. $26,000. 2,000. I'm sorry, 2,626 pounds.
2,626 pounds is what I think you were trying to say.
I always hate that 1,100 thing because I always messed it up. But 26 in pounds, that is a hefty sum. That is a hefty sum. And you guys all, you guys all made it. Thank you. I'm getting a little teared up and choked up here. So, Dr. Jojo, do you care to rephrase your last message inside inside the Twitch chat? I'm sorry. All right. What do you have coming up? You've been I think you know what I'm gonna do. We got a hype train going, and we did hit a huge we did hit enough for me to do this for you, Neil. I know you have the Steam app. Why don't you open the Steam app right now on your phone and see the gift from the community that we just gave you?
Yeah, if I open it, I might.
No. You have it on your phone. You have it on your phone.
No, I don't. I don't have it on my phone.
Okay.
I haven't got the Steam app on my phone.
Well, during the break, congratulations, Neil. You have Squadron waiting in your library. Thank you guys for helping me get him Squadrons.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed, right? That the game goes live 1 minute past midnight, so 1 minute into Friday. If that happens, I will download, install, and go live. The moment it's on the PC, I will download it and go live. I will have 16 gigs of RAM in the PC this weekend, so I know that my CPU is good enough. I know my graphics card is good enough. Fingers crossed. But yeah, it's the RAM that I know I needed to upgrade, because the minimum requirements were 8 gigs of RAM to play, But obviously, if I'm using all my RAM to play, I wouldn't be able to stream. Hence the doubling of the RAM this weekend.
Right.
So,
but
yeah.
Still,
Looking forward
you're
to
gonna
it.
you're basically gonna take over my variety streams.
Yes, with Star Wars Squadrons.
We are gonna kick you off for Critty Play though.
Yeah, you
so
can kick me off for that. I'll just play in silence and secrecy, and secretly get good. I'm planning on getting good on this game. I want to get good. I really, really, really want to get good at this game.
Eduardo is asking where the tattoo is from the charity stream. It's still being designed, but both Vasari and I are going to get matching tattoos that incorporate Team Castaways, Team Vasari, and the fact that we raised money for charity. So, Dr. Jojo says Nev can go stream on his own account and start getting money that way.
Oh,
That's
I wish.
true. You do have It's the Nev. We could get you to affiliate.
I do have It's the Nev, yes.
But
I just don't use It's the Nev. maybe at a later date.
5 people as we speak. Do know that for those just coming over, we're going to send you over to SoDef after this show. We just had him on as a special guest, so catch the show in replay. Followers of Sith Lord Snake Twitch. All right.
Patreon's questions. Patreon's choice.
Let's get to the Patreon questions of the week. What life lessons did you learn from the 24-hour stream? Monster alone cannot keep you up.
I am the greatest poker player of Team Vasari and Team Castaways.
And Neil is cocky. What would the world be like if it was filled with male and female copies of you? For me, I probably would say that it would fail. Nobody would go outside.
Ask the question again. I was reading chat.
What would the world be like if it was filled with male and female copies of you?
There would be no war. It would be very, very peaceful because every single individual person would follow the non-aggression principle. That would be a very, very nice world, actually. It'd be very, very nice world.
What are some things that are okay to occasionally do, but definitely not okay to do every day?
Eat junk food.
Oh, I do that every day.
Junk food. Shortens your life expectancy if you eat it all the time, every single day. So, in moderation. As with many things, in moderation is always better.
Yeah, a lot of things should only be done in moderation. I mean, honestly, I don't know. This one I'm not sure of, to be honest with you. I think you hit it on the head there. If you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family assume you had done?
Committed an act of civil disobedience, probably.
I would probably have to go with resisting arrest. Essentially running.
Oh, right, okay.
I don't like to go outside. I'm outside. Let me go. I just want to finish what I want to go home.
Let me run. Catch me. You can arrest me if you can catch me.
If you were a mad scientist, what experiment would you run if money and ethics weren't an issue?
Okay.
We happen to read these for the first time. We want to give you our initial reaction.
So I would probably splice 2 species of mammals together so that you could get the best of both worlds. So a spider and a mouse. Highly
Dear
unethical,
Lord.
I know, but
Okay,
a mouse's body on 8 legs.
No. And preemptively in the after show, there will be no spider mice in the chat. No.
All right then, spider pig. Spider pig.
Well,
spider pig. Does whatever a spider pig
does?
Yeah.
Okay. I would probably go the computer science route and create robots to farm, so I didn't once again have to leave the house. And finally, how are some fun ways to answer everyday questions like how's it going and what do you do? For me, you know, whenever somebody says how's it going, I said, well, if I told you, we'd be here all day. So I'm doing all right. How are you? That's how I usually answer.
What are the two questions? How are you doing and what?
Just funny. What are some fun ways to answer everyday questions like how's it going and what do you do? Like just your everyday questions. What are some good sarcastic answers essentially?
I don't know. I don't really respond in very sarcastic manners to just, you know, those kinds of rudimentary questions. Unless I've had like a really, 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 really bad day. I mean, if you've had a really, really bad day and someone's like, oh, so how's your day going? Maybe I wouldn't give a verbal response, but it would be more like a...
And for those that are watching or that are listening to the podcast, Neil is giving you the side eye.
Yes,
all right.
side eye.
Those were all the questions from Geek Girl. Let's go to Frankie. Frankie says, if you could only keep one breakfast meat, which one would you keep and why is it bacon?
Sausage. Sausage has to be sausage.
Bacon.
Sausage.
Why,
No, because bacon,
sausage?
because some bacon is good and some bacon is bad, but sausages are always good.
No, sausages are not always good.
No,
if I go to Bob Evans,
real sausages are always good, not the sausage crap that is served over here. I have to go to an Irish shop for proper sausages over here. What you call sausages are not
you're
sausages.
saying overall, if you can overall say sausage, then I can overall say bacon and point you towards the good bacon here in Texas.
Well, no, because you call what we call bacon in the UK, what we call bacon and sausages in the UK, you call ham here. You call bacon, the bacon that we think of and that we eat, and we've had this conversation like many, many years ago, but what we refer to in Australia and the UK as bacon, you refer to it as ham. Because it's meat with a tiny bit of fat.
Our bacon.
And your bacon is 50% fat, 50% meat. And if you fry it for longer than 2 minutes, it just turns into like brittle powder and it breaks apart in your hands. You know, it should be crispy. But it should still be, you know, soft. It shouldn't like break off into a million pieces like sugar glass.
Frankie said, are you going to be going for one of the new GLs? And if yes, which one first? We mentioned that earlier, but just a quick recap. I'm on the fence. I'm going to go for Palpatine if I do. Neil?
Yeah, I mean, I will be getting GL Luke by default, you know, 6 to 12 months from now.
Right. If GAC was eliminated from the game forever, what mode would you play instead as your expertise? Or would you quit the game altogether?
I would go I would literally go ultra casual. I just wouldn't be interested. I'd go ultra. There's no way the guild that I'm currently in would keep me in because whether I got 600 a day would be debatable. I'd find some other game to play.
Doing galactic challenges every. Wait a minute. The next question is: you're on death row. What is your last meal and your last words? Rosie's Hot Mama Bread from Toledo, Ohio. Rosie's, if you for some reason hear this, just tell me how to make the bread. Don't worry, I'll buy it when I get there.
My last meal. Because it's a meal. It's not what the question was. What meal would you have? Not what food would you ask for. What meal? And it would be the Coyote Inn that's just down the road from me, because it's a buffet meal, and you pay a certain price, and then because it's a buffet meal, you can eat as much as you like. So the meal never ends. So if my last, so then I'd never actually get executed. I would just sit there and keep eating and eating and eating, because there's no.
Eventually, you would pass out, and they would stop you.
Well, no, because I would just eat the tiniest amount, and then another small amount, and then another small
You'd
amount.
eventually pass out from sleep deprivation.
Well, if I pass out from sleep deprivation, I'm not going to be awake when they execute me.
There you go.
There you go.
What would be your last words?
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
I don't know. For me, I guess would be, make 2 people laugh tomorrow and challenge them to do the same. That's what I tell people. So
I would also give everybody the bird as well.
Well,
defiance to the end.
I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure. I lost the questions. Here we go. Name 3 things that really annoy you. Nail files are one of them. Do not pull that out. No, put that away. Neil. Put that away. Oh man. Loud stereos. Loud stereos in the middle, while I'm driving, the stereo thumping bass. I don't want to hear your music. I'm in my car. Thank you.
And what else?
And screaming children.
Screaming children. Okay. For me, it would be hypocrites, like heavy hypocrites, like really, really heavy hypocrites. Because it's like, no, you said that, but like you said the opposite of that like a week ago, and then you said the opposite of that the week before. So it's like, I don't know where you're coming from. Stop it! You're making my brain explode. So that's what I mean by that. The other one would be people that, for some reason, shout when they've got their mobile phone. It's like you get that the microphone's there, so you can talk in a normal register. You don't need to shout when you're on the phone. Just because the person isn't there, you can use a regular register when you're talking to somebody on the phone. You do not need shout. So that's another thing. And the third thing would...
What if the person just talks loudly, like me?
Yeah, you can. When you're on the phone, you can talk in a normal register. There's no need to orate so loudly. I
always project.
There's no need to when you're on a mobile phone.
I've been trained to project.
And
thank you, Padawan number 694, RX Dealer 73.
Thank you very much, much appreciated. And other people are people that criticize things that they haven't seen, read, watched, or listened to. So if someone's like, "Oh, that movie, that movie," it's like, "Have you watched it?" No, but I was told it's bad, so I'm gonna. It's like, hey, you can watch it once and then say it's bad, but don't tell me you don't like something if you've never experienced. So people will be like, "Oh, I don't like Brussels sprouts." It's like, have you eaten them? No. Then how can you know whether they're horrible or not? Oh, well, told.
I can tell you I don't like, I will not eat a Brussels sprout because the smell makes me gag.
All right, okay.
Have I ever eaten one? No, I don't like Brussels sprouts, Neil. What are you going to do about it?
I used to do that with my girls all the time. They'd say, "I don't like it." And I'm like, "Hey, look, you've never had it before. If you try it and you don't like it, that's fine. I won't make it again. But don't sit there and tell me you don't like something that I've put in front of you without having first tried it." Sometimes they'll like it and sometimes they won't. But so like I said, don't tell me you don't like that you don't like something that you do not know.
All right, let's finish this up. Cook it with bacon. Well, what kind of bacon? Because apparently I've got the wrong bacon over
you've
here.
Got the wrong bacon. Although I will say your bacon fat is great for frying eggs in.
Oh, gee, so our bacon fat, you like our bacon fat, but not allowed to cook it.
Yeah, because there's so much of it in the frying pan after cooking it. English bacon, there's very little bacon fat in the pan afterwards, but you fry your bacon, the entire frying pan is swimming in the stuff. Oh, good with fried bread as well.
Dickie Darkside is giving us a choice.
Okay.
For the next Galactic Legends. and we have to pick one of them. Episode 3, Obi-Wan and Fallen Anakin. Revan Reborn and Darth Malgus. Slave Leia and Jabba the Hutt. Jar Jar or Darth Jar Jar. Or Tag and or Bink.
Oh, Tag and Bink. Tag and Bink, yeah. Tag and Bink, absolutely. Hands down, Tag and Bink.
Thaddeus adds Hondo and a Kowakian monkey lizard. Hondo and SB Crumb. Those would be yes. Can I choose that one, or do I have to choose what's on the list?
What's on the list?
Hondo and SB Crumb as the new Galactic Legends.
Just having them in the game would be awesome.
Obi-Wan and Fallen Anakin if I have to choose from those lists. All right, pick what you want. Dickie Darkside gave me a choice to pick Hondo and Crumb. So I'm going with Hondo and Crumb.
There you go.
All right. Guys, if you are a Patreon, we are going to see you guys in the after show.
As always, yeah.
Live Twitch watchers. We are 6 away from 700. Thank you for getting us to that point. But live Twitch watchers, we are going to send you over to SoDef, who we just had on as a guest here in just a moment. You guys could check that out. And if you are listening to this on the podcast, thank you for the 100 bits, Thaddeus. If you guys are listening to this on the podcast, go check out the Patreon as well, or check out GA Center. It's live on Twitch, but a day later, it's up on YouTube. Check those out. If you want to be a featured player in the Patreon leaderboard, sign up on Patreon. More details there. Links are below. All right.
Links are below.
What else you got coming up, Neil?
Nothing. We're on a wonderful break. So all I've got coming up is Jedi Academy tomorrow morning.
All right. Well, tune in to Reality Skew Gamers, Jedi Academy on their YouTube channel.
Yeah,
check them out.
Yep. The Jedi Academy is always on YouTube.
Yeah. And so thank you so much, guys. Stand by to be rated into SoDef. Give him some likes and follows and all that fun stuff. We appreciate you listening. You guys are what make this the best community in all of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, because you put up with the two of us. All right. Wear your mask. Protect those that you love. We'll see you next time on the Escape Pod cast. Be nice to each other, damn it. Neil, push the button.
You got it, mate. Ta-ta for now, folks.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuits. Evacuate the city. Self-destruct mechanism has been activated. Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gonna be here. Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
6! What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello friends, this is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.